Hello guys, welcome to this cheeky little bonus episode. I just want to start off this video just by saying thank you to Ben from Parker Brothers YouTube channel, obviously running Parker Baits as well. He's given me a lot of support recently, so yeah, to all the new people that are watching my videos from him and the new subscribers, thank you very much. And if you do want to watch any of my videos, just leave a like if you want, and leave comments as well if you want to. If there's anything you want to know, or if there's anything that you see in my videos that you like the look of or don't like the look of, or want to give me any sort of constructive criticism, then as long as you're nice about it, let me know. But yeah, basically my name's Aaron and I try and do as much fishing as I can, but it's quite difficult because I work a lot of hours. But yeah, I'm not overly interested in catching the biggest fish. I just like catching fish. I used to be a match angler, so you know, I used to spend most of my days on the pole or the quiver tip and just catch bream, tench, small carp, and big weights of fish. But recently I've got into my carp fishing, and that's where I want to sort of take my fishing. So that's why I've started carp fishing, and I am properly starting to get into it now. But I am doing something this year called the fish chase, which is 35 species of freshwater UK fish in a year. I'm definitely behind on that, but a lot of my videos are going to be the fish chase, which is what I'm trying to do. And that's all sort of inspired by, sorry, I'm just going to open this gate. That's sort of all been inspired by Matt Hayes and Mick Brown when they did the Great Rob Race, because I used to love watching those sorts of videos and things when I was younger. Sorry, I'm doing this one-handed. But today I've come down to a club water. Oh my god, I'm getting a right mess here. Yeah, today I've come down. Look at that. Today I've come down to a club water where I'm going to try and catch a couple of carp. They're not massive in here, but it's great fun. And actually this lake did hold my PB 2 times. So let's see if we can make it a third. Well, I'm travelling extremely light today. In fact, I could... Oh, fish has jumped. And again, little one. I'm fishing extremely light. I've got literally my unhooking mat, some bread, some tackle. I've got my tackle box, my rod, my reel, and a landing net and a landing net handle, because I'm fishing off the top. I'm only going to be here for a couple of hours. It's about 6:30 in the evening. It's been sunny all day, but it has just become overcast, which I feel is going to work in my favour. I'm going to see if I can take a cup off the top with bread. And I tell you what, it looks good for a bite. Well, the colour of the water is very, very like brown and dark. So I'm hoping that the fish are going to be able to see and sniff out the white bread on top. But yeah, I'm going to throw a few bits in, let them get it. Ooh, fish just showed. But that's good. I mean, I've been here for not even a minute. 30, 45 seconds. I've seen 2 fish jump already. Come on. Well, the heavens have opened and we've just actually had some thunder. I'm very interested in seeing what that does to the fish. But there is still movement in the water. A few fish jumping and it's still really warm. I've thrown some bread in. Just to the right hand side there, some in the margins, some sort of out a bit further, and I'll put some bait in down in that left hand margin because I fancy a bite under that tree. Now the guys that I fish with, they don't like coming to this lake because they say the stamp of fish in here are too small, and I'd have to agree with them somewhat, because the main I mean, there's hundreds of fish in here between sort of like 2 and 3 pounds to sort of like 8, 9 pound. But like I say, I think the reason why I've got a bit of more of an attachment to this lake is because it's held my PB twice. Only 11 pound, well, it's 11 and a half, and then 12 and a half, which I caught a couple of months ago. But it's just great fun. I mean, it's so versatile, this lake. You can come down here, you can float fish, you can send out weights, leads on bite alarms, you can feed a fish, you can fish bread off the top, which is what I'm doing now. And like, it's a club water, so if you've only got a couple of hours and you want to come down like I am today and get a bend in the rod, then it's brilliant for that. I mean, it's great fun. It's good to learn anything on this lake as well. If you want to try new baits, new tactics, different ways of doing things, this is the perfect lake to do that on, because you want to make sure that whatever you're trying, you do on a lake like this first. Because if you go to a lake where there's 40 pounders in, and you hook one and things go tits up, which obviously can always happen, but you want to try and really perfect it. And this lake here for me is perfect to learn my carp fishing on. And even still, I could go and break my record, because I think the biggest in here is around 15-16 pounds from what I've heard. So if I can catch one of them, that would just be spot on. Well lads, it was only a matter of time, but I've got a bend in the rod. I don't think it's massive, but it's still a fish, and we're off the mark, hopefully. I don't want to talk too early, but I love using this float rod. You know, I've got the 3 pound test curve TX2s, but oh, the hook just slipped then. Look at the bend in that. Let me put the camera down and I'll show you, hopefully, when I've got him in. Well, it's an absolute beautiful mirror carp. I don't have my scales with me, so I don't know exactly how big he is, but I would probably say somewhere in the region of 5 pounds, 4 or 5 pounds. But it's a beautiful fish, lovely scales. And you know what? I could catch these all day long, I really could. We all want to catch a big fish. We all want to catch a 30-40 pounder. But it's great fun getting a bend of the rod with these things. Beautiful. Well, there's nobody on the lake now. There was one other guy fishing here, just a couple of pegs down from where I caught that last one. But because it stopped raining and I'm the only one here, I wanted to come around and try fishing on this back wall. So I'm right over the other side of the lake now, and you know, it's a bit of nostalgia, if anything, because there's no features to fish towards here in this swim. It's just straight out in the middle. But I remember my dad used to bring me down here with my uncle, and we used to fish along this back wall with and my brother, and I never caught anything big from here. But I just want to catch one quick if I can, just for a trip down memory lane. Well, we've got one. We're in again, guys. Happy days. I think it's very similar in size, maybe even a little bit smaller than the last one. But place your bets now. Do you think it's going to be a common or a mirror? It's right down by my feet. Let's have a look. Can I get its head up? I'm going to have to reel it in a little bit more. 1 second, guys. I mean, it's right under my feet, but I still haven't seen it, so I don't quite know the answer yet. The ducks are having a go at the bread over there. I'm worried about this hook pulling. Oh, hello. That's what it's like up here. When it really gets going, it does get going, but I mean, it's not prolific right now. But second fish. Got another fish feeding there. There's a few fish taken. See that big willow tree over to the sort of back right hand side there? There's a few fish that have been surfacing over there, so I'm definitely gonna head round there next. Oh my god, he's really tugging now. He's pulling line from me. I am massively surprised about this, because I didn't think this fish was that big, and I still don't, but I don't want to give it too much. I've got 12-pound line on, which is very heavy, but look at the rod. It's only a little float rod, and I've only got a size, I think I've got a size 10 hook on, so not a very big hook at all. So I'm worried about giving it too much, you know. But this is the part of fishing that I love the most, playing the fish, getting that bend in that rod, and that is what this lake is all about. Oh, I love it. He's pulling. Oh, he's stripping line from me. Well, this fish is a lot bigger than I first thought, and I think it might be Dumpy that I caught in March. It came out at 12.5 a couple of weeks ago. I'm hoping and I'm praying that it is. Let's have a look at this fish. I don't think it is Dumpy. Nevertheless, it's a nice looking fish. Well, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know if it's Dumpy or not, because my scales are playing up and I can't weigh it. But here she is. What a beautiful looking fish. It's definitely double figure, whether it goes 12, I think it was last out at 12.5. If that is the same fish, I don't know if it is, but it's still a nice fish. Well, I reckon there's 2 more fish for me to catch here this evening. So we've put some bread out. We're going to see if we get any bites already takes. I'm going to try and catch one from this swim, and like I said, up by that tree on the edge over there, we're going to try and nick the last one if we're lucky enough to catch one here, but it's looking good. Well, that didn't take long. Look, here we go, we're into fish number 3. And I know I said last time that I thought it was a similar size or smaller. Genuinely this time I think it is. There was 3 bits of bread, including mine, and he took the first 2 bits and then obviously came back for the last bit, which was mine. So let's get him in and show you Mr. Carp number 3. Will it be a common? No, it's another mirror. Well, remind me to get my eyes tested, because it turns out it is a common. I'll tell you what, it's not a bad sized fish either. This could be bigger than the mirror I just had. Again, if I had some decent scales, I could weigh it up, but I don't. So look at that, beautiful looking common. I'm having such a good session. I think I've got one more fish in me, but this put up one hell of a scrap, and it's not a scale missing. It's absolutely beautiful looking fish. Let's get him back. Come on. Thank you, Mr. Common. We're sliding back in the net. Oh, if I can do that one-handed. Not the best release I've ever done, but I can assure you he's on his way. Come on, one more fish. Look at this, lake to myself. Here we go then. Oh, look at that. Here we go, final spot. I need to stop filming because my bread is that piece over, I don't know if you can see it, there. So I'm not that tight into that tree, just off it. But yeah, I need to stop filming and pick up my rod in case that goes. But look at those cheeky bits of bread. If I can catch one from here, last fish. I've been here a couple of hours. Oh, it's brilliant. Well, I had to wait a bit longer for this one. It's putting up a good fight. I didn't see it take the bread, but it definitely shot straight off. Fish number 4. And that means I've caught a fish now. That was the first swim I caught a fish in. Then up by the wall, up the back, then to the top left, and then the bottom right. Well, this one definitely is the smallest one of the session. I don't know if you can hear as well, the lips, hear the fish feeding. Oh, let me get this one in because he's nearly ready. 1 second. And this one definitely is a common and is definitely the smallest one of the session. But again, still putting up such a great scrap on this rod. And look, he's stripping line. Trust me, it's not that big a fish. And he's stripping me. Look. Let's get him in. Well, as I said, guys, the smallest fish of the session. It is another common. So I've had 2 common, 2 mirrors. This one's probably, he's very slim line. That's why he was stripping line from me. He's like a bullet, like a rocket type shape. I'd probably give him £3. But when anybody asks me, why on earth do you fish this lake? Because there's not massive fish in here. Well, I've had 2 really good fish, and I just love catching carp. I really do. I love catching any fish. And I think today's session, I've been here probably 2.5 hours. And I think today's session sums it up, and it really does show why I love coming fishing here. It's such good fun. Now, if you've never been surface fishing before for carp, I highly recommend it because it is the most simple and effective way of catching carp. And when I say simple, I'm fishing a rod, a reel, and I'm literally, my line is connected to a hook. There's no split shots, no leads, no wagglers, no nothing. It's just 12-pound line, which could be lighter, to be fair. It would make it more fun. Yeah, with a size, I think I've got a size 10 hook on, which is a little bit small, to be honest. I would have rather gone for an 8 or a 6. But it's worked, and it is the most simple way of fishing. Because, like I say, rod, reel, hook, unhooking mat, disgorgers, and bread. And net, and unhooking mat, obviously. And what I've found, because I've surface fished for many years now, and what will happen is when you throw your bait out, whether it be bread, dog biscuits, whatever you're fishing with, what you'll get is you'll get fish start like competing for the bait, and you'll hear the fish going for the bait and they'll be slurping, and you'll hear and that's the fish obviously coming up, and you see a pair of lips come up and they take the bait. Now you have to be careful, because when you're free lining, you have to know when to strike, because you can strike too early and miss the fish. Wait for your line to go tight. When it does, bang, hit it. And what I do find is the fish that slurp are usually tend to be the smaller fish, because A, their mouths might not be as big, so they can't quite take the whole bait under, so they're like slurping at it, or they're competing with other fish, and they're trying to get in there first, and they're just sort of like, do you know what I mean? So what I find is the bigger fish tend to be a bit more stealthy, a bit more cautious, and a bit more aware, and they often sit back, let a little fish go for it, and then they'll just pick off little bits here and there, and they'll come up, lips it, and go back down. They'll make no noise, and they'll be really stealthy about it. So just a couple of tips for anybody that fancies surface fishing. Yeah, always take your unhooking mat, of course, goes without saying. A decent sized net and some disgorgers, and you're away, and it's such good fun. It really is. Sorry for the awful camera quality right now. It's a bit dark, but at the start of this video I shouted out Ben from the Parker Brothers. Check out the Parker Brothers YouTube channel. He's an old friend of mine, and he's helped me out massively, so thank you very much, Ben. And he creates some brilliant fishing content, and I just want to shout out somebody else at the end of this video, and shout out a guy called Danny. If you like my fishing videos, you'll love Danny's fishing videos. Go and check out Danny's angling blog. He's just, what I like about him is he doesn't just post carp videos. He fishes rivers on the pole, quiver tip, but he also fishes for carp as well. He's a really good lad, good angler, and yeah, he's just a great YouTuber and fisherman. So I always love watching his videos. He uploads every week. But that's going to be the end of this one. So we've got some good stuff coming up. The fish chase is going to be returning soon. My dad's had a hip operation, so unfortunately he's out of action for the moment. But when he gets better, we're going to be going trout fishing for rainbow and brown trout. We've got a couple of carp sessions coming up. Me and the boys are going to Cokin, and then I think we're on about doing orchard as well. So, I'm bloody knackered, so unfit. Anyway guys, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.